Good morning again. We are going to look at James chapter 4. We're going to do something slightly different because we are going to just focus in on one verse, chapter 4, verse 6. And in fact, we're going to just look at one word in that one verse. So let me read that verse again, just the first sentence of it initially. If you've got it there, page 1215. But he, that is God, gives us more grace. Now here's what I want us to do. I want us to think about that one word, grace. Now I wonder, just think for a moment, what comes to mind when you hear that word? Maybe you think of a girl's name or a lady's name, Grace. Or maybe you think of what some families do. They say grace before a meal. Thanks for food. What does it mean when the Bible says that word grace? Did you notice it came up a few times? We read Ephesians 2 as well, because it said several times grace. It's by grace you have been saved. Here in James chapter 4, he, God, gives us more grace. So what is it? What is grace, and how do we respond to it? That's what I want us to do for a few minutes. What is grace, and how do we respond to it? And I can take zero credit for this rather lovely visual aid here. I've got a lovely box. Can you see it? Can you kind of just about see it at the back? Here's what I want us to see. Grace is God's offer of a wonderful free gift. A wonderful free gift. Why don't we say that together so we get it? What is it? It is the offer of a wonderful free gift. And I want us to unpack the gift. Are we ready to do that? Three things I want us to see that this gift offers us. Now, this is the second time I've used it, and it was set up beautifully for St Edmunds. It's not quite so beautifully set up this time. Let's hope it doesn't fall apart. Here we go. The first bit of the gift to see. Forgiveness. That's the first bit of the gift for us to see, because you see, the Bible is really clear with us, and Jesus is really clear, that our biggest problem is a problem of our hearts, a problem of sin. And here's a great way to think about sin if you're not really sure what it is. Sin is where we say, shove off God, I'm in charge, no to your ways. I was taught as a little boy and it stuck with me. Sin is where we say, shove off God, I'm in charge, no to your ways. It's basically saying, God, go away. I want to enjoy your world and the good gifts in it, but I don't want you. Here's the great gift that we're offered. It is forgiveness, to have our sin dealt with, forgiven. And here's the thing, it's totally free. But there's more still. Let's look at the next bit of this gift of grace offered to us. Here's the next thing for us to see. It is the offer of friendship. You see, because there's the offer of forgiveness, until we're forgiven, we're cut off from God. Our sin separates us. But once we're forgiven, we can enjoy coming and being friends with God. No longer cut off, but drawn near and his friends. And here's the thing. It's offered totally free. But there's more still. Here's a third thing for us to see. What does this gift offer us? It offers you and I forever life. Life that'll go on forever and ever and ever. I, on Friday afternoon, had 2 funerals in one afternoon. It was a really sad afternoon. 2 people that had recently died, and very unusually I took both funerals at St Edmunds on Friday afternoon. Death is our great enemy, isn't it? We hate getting older. That's why we spend billions on trying to do something to make our faces and bodies look a bit younger, and we fail. They get older. The reality is I'm now middle-aged. I can't go out running without my back hurting. We hate the aging process because there's something in us that wants to go on forever. God's great gift is forever life, and here's the thing. It's offered to us totally free. But it's offered to us totally free only because somebody paid a huge price for us. In fact, the price was so great, it cost Jesus his life. He died on the cross. Lynn, would you mind coming and holding this for us? This gift of grace is totally free because Jesus paid everything. He paid for it by dying for us, that we can enjoy these things: forgiveness, friendship, forever life, totally free. Now look, I want you to think for a moment about, boys and girls, I want you to think what you do when your birthday comes. We have 4 kids, so the birthdays come thick and fast. We've got Jonty's coming up next. And I want you to imagine for a minute that we have all the presents laid out for Jonty, and he is about to open them, and he says, "Oh, Dad, I'll just go up and get my piggy bank, and I'll get the money out, and I'll pay you for the presents you've got for me." And we say to him, "Jonty, you don't have to pay for your gifts, they're free." And he sighs and says, "Okay, how many times have I got to empty the dishwasher before I can open these presents? What have I got to pay?" And we say to him, "Jonty, these gifts are totally free. You don't have to pay for them." Crazy to think he'd have to use his pocket money or chores around the house to get his gifts. And yet, that is how we often think of it when we think of this gift of grace. We think we've got to pay in some way. We think, what have I got to do? And we think, if I get to church enough, if I read my Bible enough, if I pray enough, if I give enough money, then I can enjoy these gifts of forgiveness, friendship, and forever life. But you see, that's madness. In the same way, it would be mad if Jonty on his birthday says, "Here's the money, Dad. How many times have I got to do the dishwasher?" And yet we think that way often with God. We think, I've got to earn it. It's mad. But not only is it mad, it's actually offensive. Because Jesus says, I've done everything. I've paid the price that you can have these gifts for free. And actually when we say we've got to do something, we're saying what Jesus has done isn't enough. We think we've got to do more. When Jesus says, I've done it all. So we don't earn it, we don't repay it, we just accept it. That's what Jonty would do on his birthday, I can tell you. He won't get his piggy bank, he'll rip open the presents and say, these are great. He'll just accept them freely. Have you done that, I wonder? Let me tell you a great way to do that if you haven't. A little prayer that says, sorry, thank you, please. Sorry for my sin that cuts me off from you. Thank you that Jesus has done everything that I can be his friend. And please would you help me to live for him. If you haven't done that, we'd love to help you think about that. If you've enjoyed this gift already, well, what do you do with gifts? You enjoy them, don't you? Boys and girls, on your birthdays, isn't that what you do? You just enjoy the gift before you. It is nearly your birthday, Jonty. I'm very excited. Well, if you've already taken this gift, accepted it, it's an opportunity again this morning to be so thankful that God's forgiven you. I guess like Lynn, if we're honest, we can say day by day, hour by hour, there's things we've done that have mucked up. I certainly can. How wonderful that God's forgiven us. How wonderful that we can be his friend. We all want to have friends, don't we? We can enjoy friendship with him. What might that look like to enjoy it this week? And as, not for you, those of you younger, those of us a bit older, as we feel our bodies wearing and tearing and we're getting older and we're recognizing that we're not going to live forever, how wonderful to know that there's life after death awaiting us. Enjoy that. And as your back aches and your legs don't do quite what you want, there's forever life coming your way. We're going to sing about that gift of grace now. What gift of grace? And a moment for you, maybe you haven't accepted that gift. As you sing this song, think, what might it look like for you to respond to this gift? If you have responded, a chance to say a massive thank you and then to enjoy these gifts of forgiveness, friendship, and forever life. If you're able, do stand and let's sing together.